So we're looking at the size of a chessboard here. The perimeter of a chessboard is 50 inches and the length of each side is 12.5 inches. If a life-size chessboard has a perimeter of 1,000 inches, use proportions to find the length of each side. So one thing about the chessboard that they didn't specifically say is that it's actually a square, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it has the same, if you count, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 squares, you know, on each side. So a chessboard is actually a square. So what I want you to do on your paper, everybody, is draw a square. Draw a square, and I'll do that too. So you can see my paper here, right?
Yes.
Cool. Great. Okay, so I'm going to draw a square like that. And the perimeter is 50. 50 watts again, 50 inches. 50 inches.
And the perimeter is the outside of the square.
Right, the length of each side is 12.5. Interesting. So perimeter is all the way around. The length of each side is 12.5 inches, right? So that's 12.5, that's 12.5, and that's 12.5. And this is a regular chessboard, right?
Yeah.
And perimeter means if I add them all up, like what's 12.5 plus 12.5? Let's just add two of the sides. What do we get? 5 and 5, 10, carry 1, right? And then 1 and 2 is 3 and 2 is 5, right? And then 1 and 1 is 2. And so that's 25.0, right?
Yeah.
So if I add two of them, I get 25. So at the other two, I should get 25. So what's 25 plus 25?
50.
That's 50, right? Okay. So if I add them all up together, I should get 50, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what they're saying is a life-size chessboard, which is a lot bigger, and I'm not going to be able to draw it on paper, but it's a lot bigger, right? But it is a square. It's a square because each side is the same length. But the perimeter of this life-size chessboard was 1,000 inches. Is that right?
Yes.
1,000 inches. Okay. And I said use proportions to find the length of each side or whatever, right? Okay. Well, let's see. There's lots of ways to solve this. It's not just one way. You guys can figure it out any way you like. But if you add up the length, all the lengths, you should get 1,000, right? And now all the lengths are the same length, aren't they?
Yes.
Okay, so 4 lengths make 1,000. So what do you think the length should be?
So can I just divide 4 by 1,000?
You could divide 1,000 by 4. That would just give it off the bat, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Yep. So what would you get if you did that?
4 goes into 10 twice. 8. 10 minus 8 is 2.
Yep.
With a bring down a 0, it's 20. So 4 times 5 equals 20.
Yep.
20 and 20 is 0. So there's 2 zeros left. So now it's 2,500 per side.
Not 2,500, but it would be.
Well, I used 2 zeros. What happens to the last 2?
250, wouldn't it? It's just 4 into 10 is twice, remainder 2. 4 into 20 is 5. 4 into 0 is 0. That's it.
Okay, got it.
So does that 250 sound right? If you added that 4 250s, would that work?
Yes, not 2,500.
No problem. So the length, now because I'm a math teacher, I have to show you the proportion way. The length over the perimeter should equal the length over the perimeter. So this is a proportion. This is a fraction equal to a fraction. So with the little guy, the 12.5 over 50 should equal the perimeter is 1,000, isn't it? And our length, the 250, that's our unknown number. Give me a letter you want to use for the unknown number. X, all right. So 12.5 over 50 equals X over 1,000. So what this the other way we could have done it was with the proportion, where we cross multiply and we get 50 times X, or 50X, 50 times X equals 12.5 times 1,000, right? And now to get X by itself, what do I need to divide by?
50.
Divide by 50.
And you like to divide right away instead of, you
Yeah.
know, multiply them together. I find that I don't get the right answer. If I
Right.
follow your steps, I get the right answer. But if I were to just multiply 12.5 times 1,000, that answer, and divide 50 into that, I don't always get the right answer because,
You can
like I said,
totally
I
do
really
that.
struggle with.
I can tell
Okay.
you would, if you did that, you would still get the right answer. It's just this way is a little bit less work because I'm not multiplying and then dividing. I'm just gonna cross cancel these guys right off the bat. And watch
It
this.
is
I can
so
divide this and this by 10. Just cross off a 0. Can't you do that?
Mm-hmm.
If I talk, so it's now 100 over 5. So 5 into 5 goes once. 5 into 10 goes
Twice.
and 5 into this 0 goes 0 times, right?
So now it's 20.
Yeah, so it's 12.5 times 20.
Got it.
12.5 times 20. Right? 0 times that is 0. Put down a placeholder 0. 2 times 5. 10, right? Carry 1. 2 times 2 is 4 and 1 is 5, right?
Yep.
2 times 1 is 2. And then add 2500. Now, what should the answer be though?
250.0.
There you go. Because one decimal place here, so we should have one decimal place here. 250.0. So X equals 250. So that's solving it with a proportion, right? But we'd already figured out it's got to be 250 because it's you got 4 sides all the same length, right? And the whole thing is 1,000, right?
Right.
So yeah. So either way, both ways, either way.
How about number 20? 5.6, number 20.
Sure.